Making a Viking after that Raven, that would be the most hard counter kind of build that he could ever do. I mean, the Raven obviously gonna grant vision, he's making an expansion, gonna have more SCVs, gonna have a better follow-up, and Artist is, yeah, it's a blind counter, or not really a counter, he's just preparing for it blindly, and he's doing a good job. Scan goes down, now he knows for sure what is coming. He sees the tech lab spinning, of course, so he knows it's gonna be Cloak Banshees coming his way.
Yeah, definitely. He was not able to hide that very well, but nice move by TSLaLive. He cancels the Cloak and I believe the Banshee, and he switches them out, so he is going to start going into some possible tech play with this factory. Nice. We're starting to see Terrans do this a lot more. Whenever they get scanned, they'll just completely go a different direction.
Yeah, because Artist invested into that Raven right now, and that Raven could be useful in the very extreme late game, but other than that, it's not going to be too useful in the mid game or in the early game that we're still, you know, chilling in right now. So that's really nicely done out of Alive there, making only one Banshee, not committing to it heavily, forcing his opponent to pretty much make a Raven, make a Viking, and that Viking and Raven, both of them are not going to be too useful yet.
No, definitely not going to be able to do any sort of early game, not going to be useful, just like you said, excuse me, but we do have the command center going down for RGNartist. He's just getting that orbital, so they're going to be about the same time as soon as RGNartist lifts up and goes to his natural as well. So, but his tech siege is going to be so much faster, or TSLaLive's is anyways.
His tech siege.
Siege tech?
That's pretty cool, the tech siege.
You can switch them around there.
Can you?
They're irreversible. I don't know. I'm just saying that so I'm not wrong.
Oh, no, I think you're right. I think they're reversible.
The tech siege.
The tech siege.
The siege of tech.
Yeah, just like you do that a few times, you know, when you're like, you know, been casting for some time, like the run ling by.
The run ling by, just mix words around.
Yeah,
weird.
that's a lot of fun. I'm loving it. It's so cute.
Thanks, Lillian. You know how to make me blush.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine how you're blushing right now.
Oh shoot.
This TVT is kicking into macro mode right now as both players have their orbital command at their expansion up and going. The command center was done earlier for Artist, but we've seen that TSLaLive loves to make his command centers on the low ground, so his started mining a tiny bit earlier. So I do think both players are relatively even. And wow, 34 to 34 SCVs. They are pretty much exactly even, the exact same amount of SCVs.
They are really spot on right now, as you have said. And again, have we seen RGNartist start his tech of siege tech, if you will? No, not once. He is opting to get tanks. So has he forgotten about it? I believe so.
That's definitely a late siege tech. Oh man, I was gonna make up my own word there for a second, trying to repeat yours, but still no siege tech on the way. I definitely like to see him get that soon. Maybe it just fits into his game plan to not get it just yet. Like we said earlier, both players oh so even, and TSLaLive already moving into a position to take his third base really soon. He's breaking down the rocks already.
Yeah, TSLaLive just gaining the advantage one little step at a time. Stim going to be done also right before, or no, a rain stem is going to be done for, and now he finally starts that siege tech. So that's going to be extremely late compared to TSLaLive. So let's see if TSLaLive is going to be pushing out at all, or if he's just going to be trying to defend this third.
I like how you pronounce that oh so carefully, like siege tech.
I just had to think about it.
Oh, sweet. So we still have a Viking out here, out of Alive, that could be used to intercept drops. It's nice to have it out there, and Artist is doing the exact same thing with his Viking. No third bases are in construction just yet, and we see both players do the exact same thing, really. They're both getting +1 bio upgrades, they're getting stim, they're getting siege tech, they're getting siege tanks, they're getting medevacs and marines. It's basically the same army composition.
Yeah, they are definitely going the exact same route with one another. We do see, okay, now finally RGNartist is pretty much having the exact same amount of barracks as well. You know, 3 racks with 3 reactors and 1 barracks with tech lab. So yeah, this is like a very mere mid-game build, except for RGNartist not opting to go for his third quite as fast. as Alive, even though he hasn't thrown down his command center yet either. Actually, these players are doing like the exact same thing.
Yeah, they really are. They're really even in supply as well. They're even equal in the amount of minerals that they have in the bank and the amount of gas they have in the bank, or at least they were. And like you said, things are so even. And ooh, what is Alive doing right now? He's going for a drop, but there's some Marines and a siege tank in the main base, and he's getting into a really awkward position there, but not a bad one whatsoever.
No, definitely going to be able to start trying to siege out these production. That's why you have to be really careful as Terran where you place these buildings. Nice placement by TSLaLive with his tanks. But here comes the aggression with RGNartist. Oh, his tanks aren't quite sieged. The Marines trying to stop it, and now all that's left for TSLaLive are these tanks. Oh no! Not looking
this
good.
Is so weird.
For Artist.
Yeah, they're actually trading a little bit, but I do think that Alive initially got the better part of that deal, but his Marines not quite being able to kill the unsieged tanks fast enough, and things did equalize up a little bit. Alive, of course, does have the 3 siege tanks left on the high ground. Finally, Medevac joins him, and he will be able to kill this factory, but not before another siege tank gets out. Does he have another siege tank? Yes, he does. He has another factory, that's what I meant. So he can, of course, resume his tank production, but it's going to be severely crippled.
Ooh,
for a while.
TSLaLive going for some elevator play here with these 2 medevacs. Going to be dropping down some Marines. Going to do so much damage. Is he going to go for production, or is he going to go straight for the mineral line? Again, RGNartist not looking in a great position. He continues to push out. He's going to have to take out these siege tanks, but he's being attacked on 2 fronts, basically. These tanks on the lower ground and the Marines on the higher.
Yeah, and Artist is really indecisive right now, trying to go up, and ooh, he's even typing stuff right now. I'm not too sure what's going down. Maybe a little bit of a misclick there. And here we go. Is it going to be enough for Artist? He's taking so much damage. All these siege tanks on the low ground still alive, and there's not enough tanks there. And the Korean GG is called by Artist there, and Alive is going to be winning the first game here. Sweet.
Very nice siege tank placement by TSLaLive. Being able to snipe at those production structures. I'm really impressed.
Yeah, he got it into a fantastic position there. Artist being indecisive, not making the right call, and he's going to be losing the first game here in the grand finals. TVT, Alive versus Artist. We're going to be back with game 2 after this quick commercial break, guys. Stay tuned, and thank you so much for tuning in. I am Lurlian. I'm chilling here for a long time already with NerdSwagger, having a fantastic time casting for you. Please check us out on Twitter, @Lurlian and @NerdSwagger. We'll be right back.
Okay, no problem. It's true.
Hi guys, and welcome back. We do not have an invite to the second game just yet, so we're gonna run another quick commercial, but as soon as that commercial ends, we're gonna be going into game 2 here, the grand finals, Alive versus Artist, coming up in just a minute.
Four followers away from 300. Ah! I know. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, very much. Anyway, we are in the next game.
Guys, I hope you are enjoying yourself with the Playhem $1,000 tournament. I hope we can continue to keep these tournaments alive and continue to do more of them on the NA and on the EU servers. So just continue to support Playhem the best way you can. Just watch if you can. I mean, if you want to follow us, click that follow button down there. Check out the social medias and go to that Team Liquid forum and write comments about us. Tell us what we need to do better. What would you like to see? Just let us know, and we will continue to improve.
Yeah, we would like to improve as much as possible, so any feedback is definitely appreciated a ton.
Again, we do have TSLaLive up 1 game against RGNartist right now in this TVT matchup. We know how exciting mirror matchups can be.
Looks like we're gonna go into another re-game because Alive seems to be having a lot of technical issues.
Oh, man.
So unfortunately we are gonna wait for this game to be remade again. That is very unfortunate. I like what you did with Alive, by the way, keeping these tournaments alive.
You got that?
Yeah, I got that.
Very nice.
Yes. Very much. Looks like game 2 is going to be played on MLG Shadow Temple. Interesting. That's usually a game, a map that makes for a little bit quicker TVTs.
Yep. You know what we haven't seen
Often
a lot?
one
MLG's
base.
Metalopolis.
No.
What have people been thinking?
Did we kick that out or something?
I don't know. I guess I didn't. I could have swore we did 1 game earlier.
Yeah, I think we done.
We did.
Yeah, we've done
a
some
couple
games on them. Yeah, but
Yeah.
not as much. Both players are ready, so we're gonna go into this really fast. And teal and red, they're switching colors on me constantly. How dare them? Sweet. So both players are ready. Hopefully, yeah, there we go. Boom! Starting the countdown. Here we go. Game 2 of the grand finals. Alive versus Artist, coming up on MLG Shadow Temple. It's gonna be good.
Here we go. Lillian. We're down to it. We're down to the nitty-gritty here.
Yes, the last best of 5 of the evening, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into Playhem TV. I am Lurlian, casting here with Mr. Nerd Swagger, and we're hoping to bring you a few more epic games here. I am still so confused by these chatting, the chat that they constantly do. I've got no idea whether or not they are, you know, talking about something or.
Oh, 3-0.
3-0 is what Artist is saying. 3-1 is what Alive is saying. So
Maybe they're just going friendly banter back and forth with one another.
yeah, could very well be the case. Anyway, this could be the one of the last games that we see. There's at least going to be one more, so we've got something to look forward to. Another great game will be coming up between these two players. Artist building his first supply depot in a little bit of a weird position, but I guess it doesn't matter that much.
No, unless some banshees come over and snipe it, you know.
He's going to be like, damn, why did I put it there and not just next to my mineral line?
Very true. Again, we're going to have some pretty standard opening from both players, at least so far, and nothing too crazy. This is going to be close air position on MLG's Shadow Temple, as Lillian has stated. Oh, so lovely.
Yes, lovely, as I am. Thank you for that little compliment.
No problem. It's not quite the mirror, as TSLaLive is opting for a wall.
Yeah.
And we have RGNartist building in just very awkward, weird places right now.
Yeah, he's just throwing his buildings on really randomly. I have no idea why that supply depot is over there, but I guess he's got some reason for it. Looks like Artist is going to be scouting, and so is Alive. And Artist actually getting a gas, while his opponent is not. And in these palm positions, you know, gas play, factory, into starport, banshees, marine Hellion drops can do so much damage on this map. And looks like Alive wants to go for some kind of a 1-Rax FE that could be tough to hold.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially in these positions.
More. Yeah, especially in these positions. So easy to reinforce. And like we were talking about earlier, this is one of those maps, too, that kind of opts for those long TVTs. The middle is just so expansive, and you can just get those really slow turtling games with TVT where the tanks just kind of go back and forth and constant scans, and whoever has the higher Viking count. So we're going to have to see how that plays out with the fast command center.
Whoa. Looks like Artist is going to be doing the same build as he did in last game. Once again, getting that reactor on his barracks and getting a super fast second gas. Interesting. But is there an SCV in there to scout? No, there's not. There's nothing out there to scout. What is this Marine doing? Alive being very thorough with his scouting. Maybe he knows probably of the 2-Rax history of Artist, and he just is being overly secure right now, scouting every single position that he can for possible cheese. It's okay. He's not really losing anything by doing that.
No, not at all.
Oh,
just,
and
making sure
Marine.
being so precautious. Oh,
the Marine in the wrong position, and the SCV gets in, sees the build by Artist, and oh, this is so sloppy by Artist. Why does he allow that SCV even to get up that ramp? Alive was on his game a lot more, as we've seen in last game. That SCV of Artist also tried getting up the ramp, and he just got shut down before he was even halfway. A little bit sloppy there by Artist, and as a result of that, Alive has got a full scout and knows exactly what his opponent's going to be throwing at him.
Yeah, and this fast command center is going to work so well in the favor of Alive. He's getting these 3 racks up, just as you said, so that Banshee play is just not going to work out too much in the favor of RGNartist.
No, it's not. He will be preparing for that, but he will not have a Viking out in time to deal with it, so he does have to get an engineering bay. I assume, I really think he has to get an engineering bay for
Yes.
vision, or maybe save up some scans. He will, of course, have that second command center, or actually the orbital command, and he will be able to scan to reveal those Banshees, so he might not necessarily need it, but it could cost you so much scans to be able to deal with that. And actually, tanks on the way out of Artist.
Very interesting, no swap at all, just going to be opting for that medevac play. So going to be kind of going to the more classical TVT again, like I said on this map, going back and forth with one another with the Vikings and the tanks. We don't see any factory play quite yet out of TSLaLive, so we may be opting for some type of a bio push. I mean, he is now just sending his command center down, so that's going to put him pretty far ahead here soon. But I think RGNartist is going to have to make a push.
It's going to be one base siege tanks here, and it does get scanned by a TSLaLive, sees exactly what's going on. And Artist, man, every time he gets scouted and he's like, oh well, I'm going to do something different, you're not going to expect this, and then Alive is going to scan at the exact right time, at the exact good position to see exactly what Artist is up to. And we should see him prepare accordingly, even though I'm not too sure how you prepare against this accordingly. I guess you get your own siege tanks and get some Marines and Marauders out. But Artist is going to have a nice timing window where he has siege tech and a ton of siege tanks, and his opponent will have no stim, no siege tech, no Banshees, no nothing to really deal with those sieged up tanks.
Yeah, definitely. We are going to have to see a lot more Marauders come out for TSLaLive if he wants to handle these tanks. And there is only 2 right now. He is obviously probably waiting for that 3rd one to roll up, and then he's going to continue this attack. Starting to siege up now already. He's going to have to start. He's going to start turtling forward ever so slowly.
Yeah, he's doing it quite fast, actually. A few Marines being lost carelessly there. The siege tank is trying to get sniped, but it gets off some nice hits, and oh, he doesn't snipe it, now he does. But, oh, this bunker, there's no SCVs there to repair it. Combat Shields has finished up, and looks like Alive does keep that bunker alive.
Very nice. I see what you did there, Lillian. This aggression continues. Bunkers going up for RGNartist. These tanks can reach this production for Alive, so this barracks will go down as well. He's going to try and get as many more Marines as he can. Again, it's not looking too good for TSLaLive right now. These tanks doing so much damage.
Yeah, and he doesn't have stim, and I'm not even sure how you're supposed to deal with siege tanks without your siege tanks of yourself or stim. So this is definitely going to be tough. Now lifting up his orbital command, there's no medevacs out either for Alive, and Artist just creeping up with his bunkers, and so many units went down there, and SCV falling. Supplies are still relatively equal, but we now see Alive supply blocked pretty heavily.
Here we go, RGNartist moving up, creeping forward. I like this move by TSLaLive. He's just going to opt to take this 3rd up here, even using his Marines and Marauders to take down these rocks for later, so he still can get it in use, but the containment by RGNartist he's just being overwhelmed right now.
Yeah, he is definitely having a tough time. Stim is about 75% done, though. Is he going to be able to finish it? That is really his... Oh no! Running all his units into the siege tank fire right now, and the siege tanks are not in range of this tech lab. Or are they? Yes, they are. One of the siege tanks on the low ground is in range, but 2 SCVs are repairing that, and I think this upgrade will finish up. But this is going to be enough.
10 seconds. Oh, he did not repair it. There's 4 seconds left too. And yes, it does get done just in time. So again, this stim is really going to help with trying to handle this force. He does have tanks out. Siege tech is about 3/4 of the way done. We need to see RGNartist, can get this aggression going more. He's just giving TSLaLive more advantage.
Yeah, he's giving him more time. That's exactly what he needs because he has Siege Tank finishing up as well, and with his own Siege Tank, he might be able to hold on a little bit longer. Are the Marines going to be able to kill the last Siege Tank? Oh, it's going to be close. And ooh, what is the bio? There's still bio in the lower right corner, but 2 Siege Tanks now out and sieging up. Is Alive actually going to hold on here? That's going to be so crazy if he does.
Yeah, there's not a lot more Marines left just in these bunkers down here, and these tanks are spread out so thin right now with so many bunkers. It looks like he might lose maybe this tank. Nope. He's going to have to lift up this barracks unless he wants to lose it.
Yeah, he should lift both those barracks and repair them. He cannot afford to lose his only 2 remaining barracks right now. I hope to see an SCV get to repairing them soon. He still has those bio units in the bottom, and looks like Artist realizes that they're still there. And that gets cleaned up without doing any damage. Artist now realizing that there's probably the 3rd base out of Alive repositioned over here. He's going to be dropping that, and I don't think Alive can really hold on here.
Yeah, Alive not really looking in a great position. Some elevator play going up towards this 2nd base. It is going to deter that expansion. And again, this containment just looking too tight. RGNartist doing some great control and keeping these tanks spread so nicely. But he does have a Viking on the field, Lillian.
Ooh, we actually got a drop at the same time out of Alive. He could be killing a lot of workers here, but Artist has a Siege Tank in position right now. And I think he will be able to clean this up. The Siege Tank goes down, but not after doing a fantastic shot and cleaning up most of those Marines. Taking a look at the supplies right now, 41 for Alive to 75 for Artist. Artist is really in command of this game. Oh, some Vikings. The Viking advantage, like you pointed out, is pretty big, but I don't think it's going to be big enough. These Marines are actually all dying. Alive still holding on.
And doing a nice job. Again, these Vikings kind of making a small difference. I mean, this is kind of the smaller battle that we see more of in a later game when you see like 10 or 15 tanks and like 10 or 15 Vikings. So this is just a very small battle compared to what it normally is.
Yeah, this is a really, really small battle. 32 supply for Alive to the 70 of Artist. Artist has 10 more SCVs. He doesn't have an expansion, but he doesn't really need one right now. Alive pretty much needs units, and he cannot really get them out, and every time he gets a few of them out, he runs into range of those siege tanks and they get splattered apart. One of the things that Alive had going for him was the air superiority, but he has lost that to Artist right now. And right now, Alive has got pretty much nothing going for him. Nothing that's...
Alive does have that base at the 3 o'clock position. I mean, that's one of the only things keeping him in this game at this moment. He did lose those Vikings. Again, I think it is going to be probably GG for him pretty soon because now RGNartist is getting the air superiority. More reinforcements are starting to funnel in. Again, Alive trying to hold his own though. Gotta give him props for that.
Yeah, definitely gotta give him props for that, for holding on. But he still has less than half the supply of his opponent. Only 1 siege tank remains for him. He's producing a 2nd one. But we could just see Artist unsiege everything and kill, and that's what he's doing, unsieging a few of his tanks, and this is going to be game right here, guys. GG has been called by Alive, and the series gets tied up at 1-1 here in the best of 5 grand finals of the Playhem $1,000 tournament. So much money on the line, 525 or 325, I believe, is on the line. So stay tuned for game 3 here, guys. Alive versus Artist, game 3 coming up after this quick commercial break. I'm interested to see which map TSLaLive will be choosing for game 3 here. Stay tuned.
Alright, we got this. We can finish this out. Oh, Lillian, you're the best.
Yes, Nerd Swagger, you're the best as well.
Oh, well, thank you. Oh, man, I just gotta stretch to the world.
So, dual site, interesting. First time, this map.
Yeah, I like this map. I like it's aesthetically pleasing, really.
Yes. It has a really nice layout and architecture. Finally, I can use that word somewhat right in its context.
the architecture of the map. I like the lava. I'm just gonna be plain and simple about it. I like lava. It reminds me of like Lord of the Rings, like Mordor and like the Elven City. You know, like battle.
Yeah, pretty cool.
I don't know, the picture does at least. It just screams epicness.
Epicness, epicness. This game could be epicness here. TSLaLive versus RGNartist. Two Korean players duking it out here. Some people would have, of course, predicted this because there were so many Korean players participating in this. Artist tied it up 1-1, so the score is correct.
Yeah, both of these players just battling out. I mean, we saw TSLaLive just try and hold on. You know, he was just trying to stretch out his units as much as possible, trying to get that second expansion going with the mules, but he just couldn't hold off the continuing aggression of Artist. Artist, one of those formerly known players that's really, really great with his early aggression. So we're going to have to see where these games go and see if they start to turn into these short games, or if Alive can keep it to the longer games where Artist starts to slip a little bit.
Yeah, you're definitely making a valid point there. I do think Alive wants to make the games last longer than Artist wants in general. As we've seen, Artist, of course, a very good macro player, and against most of the European and North American players he will be able to out-macro them, but against a Terran player of the level of Alive, I don't know, man. It's going to be pretty tough for him to out-macro that. Since he plays a lot of short games, he of course will not have as much practice in the long run as Alive does, who is, a really, really macro player.
Yeah, definitely. I could not agree more. Now let's get these introductions started. We are going to have RGNartist, our previous winner at MLG Shutter Temple, as a blue Terran in the 9 o'clock position, Lirlian. And who are we going to have on our right side?
It's going to be none other than TSLaLive. He's going to be playing in the purple colors, and he's playing Terran as well, so you know what that means?
What does that mean, Lirlian?
That means we're going into another TVT here. You might not have guessed it, but it is definitely the case. Let's keep an eye on the guesses. Is anyone going for a guess first build? Doesn't look like it.
Nope, doesn't look like it at all. And again, this is the Playhem $1,000, and this is going to be a best of 5. So no matter what, we do have another game after this. So keep staying tuned. Call all your friends. Let them know that crazy TVTs are going down.
Yeah, crazy TVTs. This is actually a TVT series that we could have seen in the GSL as well. Code TVT.
Yeah, definitely. Two just astonishing Korean players battling it out right now for this nice prize pool. And again, we are on
dual site.
Dual site, Lillian. I love you.
I could feel your pain. I could feel your pain.
You could feel it. You could feel it right through the Skype call.
Yeah. It has definitely been a long game, guys. A long game. Oh my god.
I can feel your pain through that one too. Anyway, TVT, one of the most exciting matchups. Obviously, thank God we didn't get PvP. Otherwise, that would have been brutal. LOLs would have been passed all around.
Yeah. So enough kidding. Now we're getting into a pretty serious game here. There's so much money on the line. We should be more serious.
Yep, we are serious people. TSLaLive does fend off this intimidating SCV. He doesn't really get any intel besides the basic. Literally, and I'm trying to be serious. Give me a break.
He was shaking his drill at like the Marine, like. Arr.
Yeah, he's like off of that game that people play. Gosh, I can't even remember it now. With the big daddies and their drills. Gosh,
Bioshock.
Yeah,
Bioshock. Oh my god, that game is so good. Did you play it?
Yeah, I just
the first one, the second one, and the third one. What about them?
No, I just played the first one. I couldn't get into it as much, but that's what SCVs remind me of. They remind me of Big Daddies.
Oh yeah, that game was so good, man. The ending was brilliant as well. That is still one of the games that I've got very high up on my list. You know, together with Mass Effect 2 and World at War, an RTS game. They just had the best storylines ever, man. Mass Effect is one of my favorite games as well.
Yep, and KOTOR is one of my favorite games.
Never heard of it, in fact.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That storyline. If you want a good storyline, boom.
Yeah, that's definitely some good storyline. I guess you're referring to the RPG that is about like 5 years old right now, or maybe 6?
Yeah, it's pretty old. They are coming out with an MMO for it, and that's that beta that I've been talking to you about. Anyways, TSLaLive.
I've been playing that beta for quite some. Yeah, I think I'm level 10 or something.
Dude, we're gonna have to play together.
Yeah, but I don't think we're on the same server, so that's gonna be tough.
That's alright, we'll figure it out. Anyways, TSLaLive doing some crazy things here. Gonna be going for some Banshee play right now and expanding. So he's gonna be adding some harassment and aggression. And this is gonna be really interesting, Larian, as we only see, we just see kind of the 1-1-1 for RGNartist. He's going for the tanks, he's going for the medevacs.
He's doing
kind
the
of
same
the
thing.
exact same play we saw out of him last time.
Yeah, and this could, well, it's not going to work as well as in last game, of course, because Alive is already getting up a tech lab on his factory, so his siege tanks are going to be out a lot earlier than they were in last game. So the timing window for Artist is going to be a lot smaller here. A scan goes down. What does he see? What does he see? Oh, he sees... Oh, he barely does not see everything, but I think he's going to assume, of course, that that factory is producing a tank. He didn't see the tech lab because it wasn't in range. But a good player like Alive will probably assume that that's there.
Yeah, definitely. Alive having good intuition, just as being a good player that he is. So we're going to have to see how this Banshee works out, if he can utilize it and get the kills necessary to keep him in this game, because this aggression that RGNartist could be bringing will be huge.
Yeah, no cloak on the way, just want to point that out, throw that out there, and so many Marines are out, even a medevac, so the Banshee is probably not gonna be able to kill as many Marines, or is she? Yes! Oh my god, 8 HP. Lucky bastard.
That Banshee only having one kill, another a Viking coming out now, as a TSLaLive is now opting to go into that tank play and the normal style of Terran. He does have that expansion up way before RGNartist. Again, Artist loving the early aggression, as we talked about earlier. This is what he is known for. This is what he does. So if he can get the same containment that he got on MLG Shattered Temple, he's going to be able to take this game as well.
Yeah, but guess what?
What's up, man?
Siege tech is done for Alive, and he's already got a siege tank sieged up. Oh my god. Those words start to become pretty... tough, you know, being a European. I'm not a native-speaking English guy or American, and words like 3 and siege can, you know, start to take their toll if you say them like 30 times a day, and it's getting pretty late. So bear with me.
We are bearing with you, Larian. We are going to get through this together. These Marines aren't going to be able to do much. There's so many tanks on the high ground, but he doesn't want to lose any Banshees here. He's got to be careful. You don't want to lose that air superiority. TSLaLive, be careful. And now he's finally laying down that expansion. We're not seeing anything behind Artist but more aggression.
Nope, he's not expanding just yet. He's making more units. He's actually only on 100 minerals. Who's going to win the battle for air superiority? It's going to be... looks like... Artist for now. He's gonna take out that Viking, and yes he does. That starport needs to get the hell out of here. He's trying to get out the Viking, and he cancels it. He does not get it out, and the starport falls. And that's actually really annoying. That's throwing him back in tech quite a bit.
Yeah, quite a bit indeed, and it looks like we are seeing some SCVs being built in by Artist, so he's kind of macroing behind this a little bit. He's not just continuing with all aggression, but he's doing a great job of taking out these structures. I mean, that starport was trying to hide in a tricky spot, so that's what you get for that.
Yeah, and looks like the Viking could go down. Yes, it will go down by Artist, but not after getting some fantastic shots. So many Marines went down there for Alive. Alive now down in supply, but he does have a good position on the high ground here. And this one Marine, oh, it's barely out of vision, I think.
Barely. That lucky Marine. He is a brave soul. He is. Those tanks would splatter him to pieces. Looks like TSLaLive trying to keep the best position he can. Starport not being out is not helping. These Vikings are helping RGNartist so much right now, Larian.
Yeah, they are. He's taking out tank after tank. Artist now ahead by 13 supply. His scan goes down by Alive. Who of the two tanks will be winning here? He's actually going in there. Not sieged up. So many Marines are going in. The siege tank on the high ground is doing a ton of damage. Is Artist going to be able to get it? He gets it. I think Artist has done it once again. I think he has.
Yep, Artist doing a great containment, keeping this air superiority. That was so nice of taking out that starport. There's nothing that's going to combat these Vikings, so he doesn't have to waste any scans on these siege tanks, and he's just going to slowly creep forward like he did on MLG Shattered Temple.
Yeah, this is so good by Artist. Oh, no more Marines getting splattered to pieces by Artist there. Alive being a little bit careless with his Marines. He doesn't have anywhere near enough Marines, and the supply depot falls. And, ooh, we got a little bit of a sandwich going down here on the Marines of Artist, who's now on the high ground, bunker being constructed, but he only has 3 Marines left in this little bit of the army, if you can even call it that. Bunker gets cancelled. Still 3 siege tanks, but a lot of Marines right now for Alive, who is catching up again. He's only down by 8 supply right now. Alive can still do this.
Yeah, Alive starting to get mined out in his main, just as Rain Artist is. But again, not having that starport is so huge, and he knows that as he's trying to put one up in the back of his base right now. He only has one tank and a lot of Marines. There's just so much containment going on. I don't know if he's going to be able to push out of this.
No, I'm not too sure either. Like you said, looks like he's gonna be mined out a little bit earlier than Artist. Actually, Artist still has pretty much all of his mineral patches left. But of course, yeah. Oh, that's gonna be because of the mules. Of course, he dropped mules in his base, so he's gonna be mined out earlier, and that is not good for Alive at this point. Units lost tab shows us that Alive has lost 4.6k and Artist only 2.8, so almost double, or well, not almost double, but 2k more resources lost for Alive. That is actually a huge deal. Artist unsieging his tanks, and here comes the last ditch effort by Alive. Is he going to be able to clean the tanks up? One siege tank left standing, and yeah, he will be able to clean this up.
Wow, that was a really great move from TSLaLive. He didn't even pull all of his SCVs, he just pulled a handful, and he is able to break that containment. What a great move from TSLaLive. He's going to be able to throw this command center out there and start to, let's see if he's going to even add a counter push to this.
I think he is or not. He's really not made up his mind right now. Back and forth. But looks like he is gonna send. He's gonna making a drop here with one of his medevacs. Does he have stim on those Marines? Let's see. Yes, he does have stim finished. That could do some significant damage in the main base of Artist.
Yeah, this is going to be doing so much. I mean, his main is almost mined out thanks to all those mules. So, I mean, he is going to be still only about 1.5 bases compared to the 2 bases of Rain Artist for now. Rain Artist, again, slowly starting to be mined out as well. But this drop play could be huge, Lillian.
Yeah, it could be huge. There's no units in position to really defend against it. Artist not expecting the medevac because he killed the starport. But of course, like you pointed out, in the back of the base, it has been rebuilt. And here come the Marines being dropped into the mineral line. How many SCVs is he going to kill? Looks like it's only going to be 2. Or no, it's more. 3, 4, 5,
6, 7, 6.
6 SCVs, that's a nice amount. Taking a look at the units tab, we see that the SCV count has now been equalized, and this DVT is now on 2 bases and still extremely even.
Yep, very nice hold from Alive. Now he is going to be going into that kind of mid to late game, which where we have talked about earlier is not Rain Artist's best bet.
No, Artist is good on 1 base, good on 2 base, but I don't know about 3 or 4 or 5 base. I'm not sure if he has had the practice in TVT late game that Alive has had. He's obviously the more macro-oriented player. Some Marines going down at the watchtower out of Artist, who is now actually down in supply for about the first time in this game. The TSLaLive is mining happily at his expansion, throwing down a lot of mules, getting his gas up and running. And yes, also similar right now. Stim is finishing up for Artist as well. And as soon as that is finished up, they're going to be so equal. And looks like Alive wants to give Artist a taste of his own medicine.
Yeah, very nice. Sieging at the bottom, they're going to start taking out a few of the production structures. Those medevacs need to watch out for those Vikings. Marines being spread out quite nicely right now. Those siege tanks for Rain Artist not doing too much down there.
No, those siege tanks are not doing as much. A few Marines, actually a lot of Marines are stuck here in the main base, killing some SCVs. But, and the Vikings are going down for Artist as well. Artist being really sloppy right now. What is he focusing on? Oh, he's focusing on these siege tanks. And GG! How the...
TSLaLive is sick.
He is good, man. They were completely tied up in supply, equal in SCVs, and he just made it look like Alive had double the supply of his opponent. I was like looking at the supply counter in the top right, and all of a sudden it said 97 for supply and for Alive and only 40 for Artist. So Alive is going to go up 2-1 here. He needs only one more game to take the $535 or $525 to the TSL house and to his own bank account, of course. So Alive looking great here, going up 2-1 over Artist. I am Lurlian, casting here with Mr. Nerdswagger. Add us on Twitter and leave us some feedback in the feedback thread on Team Liquid. We're going to be running a few quick commercials. After those commercials, we'll be back with maybe the last game of this 6 series. Stay tuned.
Commercial.
What are you laughing at?
What? I just saw a funny joke on Reddit.
Oh, okay, sweet. I love Reddit, man. There's always so many cool threads there. There's
Yep.
actually a thread saying the Playhem $1,000 open with Violet, Destiny, and more going on now. It has like 88 upvotes, and it's on the 6th place, so it has a nice position there.
Nice. Playhem getting recognized for the great work that it does.
Yeah, and I'm being invited by Ryan here in the last game. That is pretty cool. That's the first invite I got out of Ryan. We've got a new admin on the block, at least. I have not been able to work with him as much. Unfortunate has been inviting us. That is not me saying Unfortunate. That is just his nickname, Unfortunate. And he's been monitoring and inviting us to all the games. Big thanks going out to Neeb, Ben, and Unfortunate for always managing and getting us games and, you know, helping build Playhem TV. You should definitely follow them on Twitter as well. You can find them through my Twitter and NerdSwagger's Twitter. Because,
yeah, definitely. Those guys are great. They do a lot of work for us. Again, I feel really pampered being at Playhem. They find every single game for us. We just accept the invites and cast the games.
Yeah, and especially Neep, man. He's the guy that makes all these tournaments happen. He comes up with the IDs and executes them together with Ben and our great admins. We are such a great team, man. I'm really loving it.
Yeah, I love every day of casting for Playhem. Love watching it. Love supporting the other casters as well. I mean, we have such a big team here, as you stated.
Yep, we've got a really nice team here at Playhem. Looks like we're getting this game set up. TSLaLive versus RGNartist. The what could be the last game. Artist is down a game right now. He tried to go for that one base siege tank push again, but it didn't work out as well as it did in game 2. So now Artist is finding himself in a tough position. He has to win 2 games in a row to be able to take home the $525 that we have for first prize. Stay tuned, guys. RGNartist versus TSLaLive. Game 4 coming up after this quick commercial message.
Boom. Commercial again.
It actually has 95 upvotes right now. It's on the 5th place. Pretty cool.
Nice, man.
There's so many comments on that as well. Hope there's some positive ones.
2 people away from 300 followers. I must have it. I must. Quick, Lillian, go create another Twitter account.
Yes, I'll go follow you on my different Twitter account. Artist is ready and so is Alive.
Your Smurf Twitter account.
I'm actually still wondering who here is.
I know, me too.
Probably
maybe,
a European player.
Maybe he should try and win a daily and tell us.
Yeah.
Start out a little smaller.
Well, I definitely was not very impressed by his play. I'm not even sure if he can take a daily.
Very nice.
Sorry.
No worries. No, that's fine. I completely agree. We need to be hard on our StarCraft players.
Yeah, he did just not have good builds. His builds were bad, and his strategies were bad, and, well, not too impressed with him. With who I am very impressed is TSLaLive here. He's going to be spawning in the top right here on Tell the Rim. Our purple Terran player, he's up 2-1. He only needs one more win to take home the $525 that we have set for first place, and he's in a good position to do so. But Artist did get the... Oh my dear, they switched colors on me again.
No problem, I'll take this over, Lillian. Again, like I said, this is MLG's Tal'Darim, and this is just notoriously known for kind of, with Terran at least, if they trying to go for this fast expand, this ledge down here, at least for RGNartist and, you know, for TSLaLive, can do a lot of damage and can reach that command center and just deny that second so easily. So again, RGNartist known for doing that one base play. These guys having some probably friendly banter, talking with one another. None of us speak Korean, so we have no idea what they're saying. I'm sure it's like, hey, you're really good, and the other guy's like, dude, you're really good, and then they just go back and forth like that for the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, or maybe this is just the Korean version of the probe dance that Huck always does. It just looks a little bit weird.
True, that could be it too. Again, like we were talking about Korean like letters and stuff like that, that would be so weird. Like on a keyboard. Like I don't even know, is their keyboard set up the same way? Probably not.
I've got no idea what a Korean keyboard looks like. Yeah. I guess it's very different, but I know that Artist is, you know, in the Americas right now, and he is typing the
He
stuff.
does both characters. Yeah, he does both.
Yeah, he does both, but so does Alive. Actually, we're discussing something that could be found out with a single Google search result.
Well, we are seeing standard play from both players right now. TSLaLive going up for RGNartist. Nothing just
Ooh,
yet.
scouted.
TSLaLive. It looks like he's going to be going for that factory play. And yeah, it did get scouted. Very nice by TSLaLive.
Yep, so he knows
Reaper
exactly what's
expand.
coming. Reaper expand, yeah, that's going to be pretty weird, but that is what is coming. But it is so easy to hard counter Reaper expand if you know it's coming, so I'm interested to see what Alive is going to be doing here. Remember, was that today? It feels like that was 3 years ago, but I think we've seen a Reaper expand today out of Subterran.
We did. It was on Shakura's Plateau. It was a pretty strange map. He got
A
2 or
strange
3
map.
Reapers.
Shakura's Plateau.
Well, I mean, it was in strange positionings for his.
Oh, yeah. He was going cross spawns, and he was going for a Reaper expand, and his 3 Reapers did nothing. I think it was against Noblesse.
Yeah, it was against Noblesse. You're right.
Yeah, that was the American Terran player, Lucky Fool.
Yeah, now we remember those 3
Sweet.
years ago. Been so long.
Yeah, that was about 6 hours ago, so my memory is starting to become a little bit vague. So many StarCraft 2 action here at Playhem TV. Thank you for bearing with us. If you are European, man, you are so hardcore, because it is 4 a.m. where I am right now. I have to get up tomorrow at 8, so you can do the math and see how many hours of sleep I'm gonna get. It is not gonna be much.
Yeah, mad props to you, Lillian, for staying up so late now. I know if I was up till 4 o'clock casting right now, I'd be so dead right now. So you are the freaking man. Everyone needs to support you like crazy. And we are seeing some Banshee play coming out from TSLaLive like we saw last game.
Yeah, and, for 1 second I thought Artist was going to do the exact same build that we've seen him do before, but this time he is moving that factory off the starport, and he is getting an expansion, so Artist this time looking to play it a little bit more standard. While Alive is going for the Cloak Banshees, and Artist is going for what could be a Raven, potentially.
Yeah, he might just be hard countering this like he was going to do on the Terminus map before. And looks like he is going for that Raven, just as you suspected. So maybe he'll throw down a scan here like he did last game and make sure that he is correct on his prediction, and maybe TSLaLive will just opt out of it again.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see if he does that scan. If he sees that Raven, I would definitely like him to cancel that cloaking field, because it's going to be completely useless right now. But the question is he going to get there in time to see the Raven and cancel the cloak? Cloak is finishing in about 25 seconds and the Raven pops out in 10, so in theory he could do it, but it's going to be tough. He needs to really be on top of cancelling that, and cancelling that is actually going to be a huge deal, guys. That's so much minerals and gas invested in that cloak, and it's going to be tough to get anything out of it.
3, 2, 1, and Cloak does finish. This Raven is going to be able to hard counter this so easily. TSLaLive is just going to be batting himself on the head after this. He does take out 1 SCV, very nice. 2, nope. Misses a fire, now 2 SCVs, 3 SCVs, nice final shot. So, I mean, he needs to do a little more damage with it. He might be able to just kind of keep it around the base and keep trying. He is expanding off of this as well, so nice moves.
Yeah, and what this is going to do is going to allow... he's got 2 Cloak Banshees, right? So he's not going to be able to expand, because the Raven can only be in one place at the same time. More SCVs actually falling, focusing down all the weak ones. Fantastic play there. So many workers going down, actually. Wow, I think that was a significant amount for sure. 9 workers killed in total by Alive right now. He finishes off a Hellion with the other Banshee as well, so he's been doing some significant damage here. Might even take out this Reaper as well. Looks like he's missing it.
Yep, TSLaLive looking so solid right now, finally getting his expansion up, kind of having some idle SCVs right now. He might be getting a little tired himself at his natural. He should be turning that into an orbital any moment now, opting to go into some more barracks play, and now starting to pump out tanks and getting that siege tech as well. What do we see literally in that Banshee?
Yeah, the Banshee almost got taken out there, was flying straight into the Marines. Artist was doing a fantastic job predicting where the Banshee was going to be and denying its damage. So looks like this game is settling down to 2 base right now. 31 SCVs for Alive to 24 for Artist. So those 9 workers that were killed are pretty much the difference in workers right now. We did see that Artist got his expansion up a little earlier, so he was able to catch up by 2 workers, but he's still down 7, and the Banshee's coming in for another run. And the Vikings and the Raven are getting in position, but not before the Banshee can get another 2 kills, I don't think. Maybe even 3.
Yeah, Banshee trying to do as much as it can, but yeah, it is going to be taken out by these Vikings. It did get 5 right at the end there. Very nice. Setting him pretty far ahead, 36 SCVs to 24, Lirlian.
That's a little bit gross right there. Artist is in a lot of trouble right now, but he does have a good army. Taking a quick look at the army tab, we can see that Artist has 20 more supply invested in army right now, and Alive has got to do something really fast. Siege Tech has finished up for Artist right now. Alive making a run for it. Those Marines are running faster than they ever have. They don't have the stim upgrade yet, but Alive has also got a Siege Tech finish. His Siege Tanks are sieging up. Stim actually done for Alive. He's doing some good damage here. Ooh, losing a few of his Marines there. Only taking out... Actually not taking out anything. The Vikings survived.
Yeah, RGNartist is going to try and get this position I was talking about earlier at the beginning of the match. Trying to get under this ledge so that he is able to siege upon this natural right here. Yep, there goes the tanks, and these Vikings are going to be perfect for the air superiority. Yeah,
and the PDD is going to help with that as well. Of course, the point defense drone out of that Raven. Also throwing down an auto turret, killing a single SCV, I believe, not doing much else. Could be doing some damage to this one siege tank. And oh, he's landing his Vikings to kill a single siege tank. He does get it, but I don't know if that's worth it. 3 Vikings and a point defense drone for, you know, a single siege tank.
Yeah, definitely not a great trade at all, but TSLaLive trying to go for a counter right now. He does have a medevac on its way to Rain's base. I don't know if Rain was able to scout that or not. I don't think so. He is sending a lot of Marines back. TSLaLive going to be dropping in the natural Rain.
Ooh, yeah, of Artist. He's going to be doing it.
Oh my goodness.
Would be cool if Rain was in this game as well, but RGNartist, of course, is doing a pretty decent job defending here, but more SCVs being focused down. And I don't think that Artist killed that many SCVs, or did he?
I think he took out maybe 1 or 2 SCVs. Not a lot of damage done, but that containment is now done with RGNartist. He is gathering his forces back up. So many Marines and tanks being funneled back into this Lirlian.
A little bit scary.
A little bit scary indeed.
He's getting in position right now, Artist is. He is going to intercept a few Marines there. They are dying for pretty much no reason. The upgrades on the Marines are better for Alive. He's got the combat shields and stim, and Artist doesn't have that. Oh, so many of his Marines falling there. Supply is now completely equal, but of course you have to keep in mind that our purple player has 13 more SCVs, so the army for Artist is definitely going to be superior right now.
It definitely, so many tanks right now coming out, and again, TSLaLive so far ahead economically. It's going to come down to some strict positioning. The Marines, a lot of Marines being taken out. RGNartist, what are you doing?
He was dealing with the drop in his main base, but he dealt with that really well. The medevac died, and only 2 Marines made it out of there. So really well done by Artist there. But we can now see that he's falling behind in supply. The extra SCVs starting to go to work for Alive in a big way. Another drop is being loaded up. And Artist, ooh man, he's got such a scary army. There's so many Marines. They now have stim and combat shield, so upgrades are relatively equal. I do think the army is still better for Artist. Yes, it is, but only by a very small margin right now. And oh dear, he could be getting himself in a pretty tough position here. Siege tank sieging up. Who's going to come out ahead here?
Yeah, really great siege up by RGNartist, taking out 1 tank right there and a couple Marines. But it looks like TSLaLive's tanks are just in a very awkward and weird position. But it looks like RGNartist is going to be opting to go reinforce his army and back off. He is going to be able to pick off this Viking. Nice job, RGNartist.
Yeah, Artist is pulling back into this. Even though he's still down 14 workers, he just had a relatively okay engagement there. Taking a look at the units lost tab, we see that it is now pretty much evened up, while Artist was behind by a lot at the start. And oh dear...
Oh my goodness, these tanks, oh!
That tank was trying to unsiege, and like, it didn't even start unsieging yet. And oh, the stim Marines are trying to catch up the siege tanks. How many siege tanks? Oh, how many siege tanks?
Oh, how many siege tanks can you have, Lirlian? How many?
Looks like he has about 6 siege tanks right now. They're gonna be sieging up in a pretty defensive position here.
The stim goes down. He's gonna try and pick off those tanks the best he can. He is able to pick off 3 of them. maybe even 4. The Marines are going down so quickly right now.
Yeah, the supplies actually favoring TSLaLive by a big deal right now, because we've got a drop going down at the same time. So many SCVs were killed there, and GG is called by Artist. Alive is going to be taking this.
Congratulations to Alive, TSLaLive.
TSLaLive, man. Wow, that drop. I pretty much almost missed the reason why Artist GG'd there.
RGNartist on 2 bases, man. Just not going to work out quite as well as he thought.
No, Artist is going to be eliminated from this tournament, or I guess I could say that he's going to be taking second prize here, second place. He will be taking home $325, which is no small amount either. Alive is going to be going home with the big amount, 525 euros or dollars are able to be given to him. Very much congratulations to him.